ABC. It is old metal rocker 65 here with part 3 of the collection series on UFO. We are in the vinyls now. I did 2 previous videos of all the CDs I had and 1 cassette. So but now we're into the vinyl. I'm going to start off with the 7-inch. This is going to be pretty much chronological order, or close to it anyway. And but 2 parts on the vinyl, just like the CDs. I'm still waiting on one album to come. The other one I won't be able to find unless I find it cheap enough. But anyway, let's get started here. We'll start off with the 7-inch. And these are singles. This one I believe came out in '69, I think. UFO here. Come on everybody. No. Yep, Come On Everybody and Timothy. This is on the stateside label, but very cool to have this. And then we have, I believe this is from '70 with Prince Kajuku, The Coming of Prince Kajuku. UFO here, more 7-inch on Decca. And then we have Too Hot to Handle. And kind of nice to have. There's so much UFO out there, it's hard to get it all. But I think I have a pretty decent collection anyway. And here is another 7-inch UFO. Couldn't get it right. And the last one is UFO Lonely Heart. Yesterday I spent pretty near 5, 6, 7 hours, probably about 5 hours actually, of re-sleeving everything in my UFO collection. So everything you'll see now has been all re-sleeved, cleaned, and put in protective inners as well as outers. I kind of switched up a little bit. I used to buy the ones like the Blake sleeves where you can seal them. I kind of going away from that. I've noticed a few of them that kind of will separate if they're not put in right. You know, if a corner beats up as you slide it in or put it in your albums, then it kind of gets racked. But so I went to a different kind now. But anyway, I got one more here that's a 10-inch now. This was a record store day exclusive. Mother Mary and This Kid's The Stranger in the Night versions. Both are absolutely phenomenal on this 10-inch. I mean, they sound fantastic. It's on a clear vinyl. These are one of the sleeves I put them in now for a 10-inch anyway. But yeah, killer stuff here. All right, and then we'll start off number 1 here with UFO. Right here, number 1. UFO number 1. I remember buying this really early on. This is another pressing now, but let's see, what year was this? This has got to be about 1969, 1970 when this first came out. This is on the Rare Earth label. And then we have another pressing, same one, but this is a European pressing. And let's see what the heck. This one is on the AKA Records label. So, but yeah, I mean, completely different covers. The AKA pressing, and but this is the UK pressing, I should say. So there's a few rarities I do have in my collection that are hard to get nowadays. But anyway, the same pressing, but a Euro pressing. And then we have UFO Live. This is a great live recording of early stuff. I mean, the cover is just killer. I found a decent copy of this finally live, and it's on the Nova record label. Came out in '72, so UFO 1 was probably 70, 71, right in that era, but killer album. And then we have, well, I guess I forgot to do these here, but anyway, UFO 2. 1 hour of space rock flying, you know, so killer stuff. It's got the classic The Coming of Prince Kajuku Flying, which is a 26-minute long version on this album. I mean, early UFO is nothing like after this. After this, they were heavy. This is more mellower, lighter, not real, well, it's got some great guitars. Probably has more of a bluesier edge maybe involved into this earlier stuff. Still great stuff. Mick Bolton on guitars definitely shines on these two albums, so good stuff. Then we're getting into, now they're starting to ramp it up a little bit here with Phenomenon. And just a classic album. I mean, what can you say? Original. This is an OG. I bought it when it first came out. What was it, 73? Oh yeah, it's right in that area. Actually, I bought these 74. I actually bought this. I know it's an original. Bought this from a friend of mine. I bought half of his collection a number of years ago. I want to say 15 years ago, and I bought all the UFOs he had, and this is one of them here. And I mean, it's in great shape, very little ring wear, but I put them all in new sleeves here. I got to do something with the inners on these a little bit better, but I took 4 hours on this next pile I'll show you after this video, but good stuff here. And then I also have the repress of Phenomenon. I mean, this sounds fantastic. I mean, it is killer. It is a double album set. Got the full first album, or that full-length album in here, and I think it has some bonus tracks on this, but this is a great remastered edition. Then we have, to me, where they really took off and punched it up a notch was on this album here, Force It. Of course, this one kind of, you know, most of them are all faded out, and but I think you can maybe get some that were not original, but this is still an original as well. I mean, it's in excellent shape. I mean, the cover, no ring wear whatsoever. I mean, How can you not like this album? I mean, Let It Roll, Shoot Shoot, Out in the Streets, Mother Mary, This Kid, or This Kids. But yeah, classic. And then of course I bought the deluxe edition. It's all on black vinyl. Again, I mean, these sound amazing. Killer stuff. A lot of these are coming out, being remastered again. But remastered, pressed on 180 gram vinyl. You know, it's still retain that chrysalis label here. But anyway, this one here, so you can see, they brought out the people in this one, whereas the other one is kind of faded, a faded out picture. So nice one. And then we have, let's see, what year is this one? 76 comes No Heavy Petting. This is an original as well. A lot of these are all been, some of them, well, not all of them I shouldn't say, but most of them have been re-sleeved. So, man, this has got some real classic stuff on it. Anyway, No Heavy Petting. And then we have Lights Out. Right here. Another classic album. Let's see, what was this? Is from 77. Too Hot to Handle, Just Another Suicide, Lights Out. I mean, classic. Love to Love. I mean, what else can you say about that? And then we have Obsession. I mean, iconic cover. Michael Schenker on the front with the two ball bearing eyeballs, nose, heads on each side. From 78. Another classic album. I mean, well, I think Michael was on like five albums with UFO? 6 albums maybe? But classic. And then we have one of the best, all-time greatest live albums ever. It's in my top 5 for sure. UFO, Strangers in the Night. I mean, really, this is legendary. I mean, UFO. Came out in 79. To me, the 70s were their heaviest for UFO, in my opinion. And then we have the remastered here, the limited edition. I have 3 of them I showed, yeah. Strangers in the Night. This come out in 2020, remaster. Sounds phenomenal. They did a hell of a job on these when whoever remastered these and redid it all. Sound amazing. This is on clear vinyl. But yeah, great stuff here. And now we're getting into more of the 80s UFO here. And this is No Place to Run from UFO. Come out in 1980. Paul Chapman was on here, Pete Way, Phil Mogg, Andy Parker. The other one, I can't think of it, but anyway, No Place to Run from UFO. And then we have Mechanics from UFO. Came out in '82. Still good albums, but I mean, but it's nothing like the '70s when they put out those 4 or 5 albums in a row that were just killer albums. You know, of course, it doesn't help when you lose Michael Schenker. You know, he goes on to a solo, but these are still good albums anyway. Gotta love UFO. And then we have The Wild, the Willing, and the Innocent from '81. Excellent. All originals. All OGs. I bought most of these except for maybe 3 I didn't buy myself, but are all originals from the early days. And then we have Making Contact. Almost an obscene cover, but still a nude lady with the back too, yeah, so it's not really nude in my opinion, but there are those who would probably say otherwise. Yeah, this come out in '83, you know, so they're still cranking out an album a year. And anyway, and then I remember I was in the Vinyl Giant when they were in their first building, and I want to say probably 10 years ago, maybe even longer than that. And it was a very small store, so he didn't have a lot of room for putting out a lot of vinyl. Plus he fixed stereos in there too. But anyway, I was going through there and I came across this one. This is a remaster too. This is UFO Making Contact also. The colors are just a bit different on these. This one here is more of a brighter color, or this one is more of a duller color. And but yeah, I came across this. I think I paid $10 for this. And this is a back on black reissue. So what is it? Trying to see when it first came out. Anyway. So anyway, I'm glad to have this. So, good stuff here. And I don't have 8 Misbehaving. Looking for it. It's the only one I'm missing out of the studios. And then I have this. I found this probably about 4 years back, found this single of UFO from Misdemeanor. This is the 12-inch single with what is it? It has This Time on the A side, and on the B side it has Too Hot to Handle and Lights Out. So, but this is the 12-inch single, which, of course, it's promo, of course, but you know, it's what they used back in the day for playing on radio stations. Good stuff there. And of course, you have the full-length Misdemeanor UFO here on Chrysalis, come on, '86. So, not a bad album, not a real great album. It's, you know, it's right there. It's okay. Some few good tracks on here. This Time is probably one of their better ones, and Mean Streets. I love that track. And then we have this well, it's been out probably, I want to say maybe 2 years now. 1 year. But after that came Walk on Water, which is on vinyl. And this is the return of Michael Schenker as well on this release here. I mean, this is one of my... This ranks right up there with the 70s era UFO in my opinion. That's how good this is. You know. But... Let's see, what was it? I think I got it from... not going to be able to tell. Cleopatra. Yeah, Cleopatra has been putting out probably most of the UFO catalog nowadays, as well as Purple Pyramid. But Self-Made Man, yeah. I think this came out. I can't think of when it came out, but anyway, great album. And then we have see here. From 2009, I think that came out in 2003 or 4 originally. But anyway, The Visitor from UFO. I showed this on CD yesterday as well, and the CD is just, it doesn't do this cover justice. I mean, it's a border on the cover of the CD. It's a border with this inserted the inside, so it's, you know, it's not very big, whereas this is humongous. So you can see the detail really, really well on this size of an album. I mean, The Visitor, iconic cover on black. On the, this come out on the SPV label. And then we have the double album and some live material from the Best of UFO Headstone. Double album with Pete Frame Family Tree, includes tracks by Whitesnake, Scorpions, Lone Star, plus 5 tracks recorded live at the Hammersmith in 1983. But I got this on CD as well. It's really a killer release. Not one you see every year out there. This came out in '83, so good stuff. And then we have 7 Deadly. I think a lot of the true UFO fans out there just kept following them and following them and following them, even up until Phil Mogg left, you know, due to health issues. But then again, you know, he put out one hell of a debut album. Anyway, 7 Deadly from UFO. Came out in 2012. Orange vinyl. Double album. Bonus tracks as well, but again, kind of a unique UFO cover. And then we have, which is playing in the background. And these are all original releases when they first came out. A lot of these are even coming out reissued. I don't think they've gotten this far or to the 7 Deadly yet, but they're getting close to reissuing those out. But anyway, this is another one, UFO Conspiracy of Stars. This is on blue vinyl, came out in 2012 on Steamhammer. But, I mean, killer stuff. They probably could have put all the tracks on one album instead of 2, because side 4 only has 2 tracks and the rest are like 3, 3, and 4. So anyway. And then we have one of the first, one of the first live albums after Phenomenon. Well, there's a little bit on the Headstone too, but here's one of the first, not really bootleg, but UFO Lights Out Chicago. I think this was 1980, March 16th. So, but now this is one of the old Cleopatra labels down in the innards. I think there's 3 different versions of their label. But good stuff here, recorded live. All the classics. So good stuff here. And then we have, not really one of their best they've ever done, but they were still putting out albums. And this is the Salentino cuts from UFO. Came out in 2017. It's on white with slightly little splatter, black splatter, not much, hardly any. Few spots here and there. I think maybe could have been a mistake, but anyway, the Salentino cuts. And the last one in this part 3 is one I bought at Record Store Day. I wanted this, and now this thing is absolutely up in cost if you want to buy it. I think when I bought this, I actually did buy this online though, so I was surprised. I did buy it for the actual price. A lot of the Record Store Day places were selling it for, that, you know, when the prices came out, you know, give or take $1 or $2 higher or lower, but real close. But I bought this UFO Live in Youngstown 1978, which is, it's really hard to come by nowadays, even like I say, even though prices of this are really high. This is kind of like, it went up in price just like the Blue Oyster Cult Volume 1 went up on a Record Store Day. Must have been 8-9 years ago, maybe even longer. And that one is hard to get nowadays. Prices of that go for $200 almost. Well, I seen it drop to $165 here a couple weeks back, and I don't think it dropped any farther. But yeah, this is a hard one to get now. But good stuff here. So anyway, guys, that is part 3 of my UFO collection, the vinyl edition. So like I say, if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button. If you want more updates, hit the like button. And if you got any comments, leave it below and hit the bell. Hit all. And anyway, thanks for watching. Got any comments? As I said, leave them below. So I'll see you in part 4 coming up. Take care, everybody, and keep it heavy.